All right. I want to see how many seconds the delay is. Yes. Okay. Significant delay.
So, quick, you're.
I can start letting people into the Zoom room. All right, it is 7:05 on the East Coast, and I want to welcome all of you. Hello and good evening. I am Dr. Kimberly West. I am the founder and CEO of Magnum Opus Consulting. I am also the creator of the Business of Artificial Intelligence. This is a community of business owners who use AI to grow and scale their businesses. Let's see, I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Let me make sure I have there we go, have all of my other microphones off and all of that. This is a momentous occasion for us. This is the first time that we are broadcasting on 3 channels. We are broadcasting on Zoom, we are broadcasting in Facebook, our Facebook Live, and we are also broadcasting on YouTube as a YouTube Live. So the first time we have done that. So I want to thank all of you for being here. And I think I may be broadcasting on Facebook in the wrong place. We're about to find out. We are about to find out. This is now, in fact, I'm on my actual page. This is what we call the AI Clinic. Thank you, Lorna. I appreciate that. This is what we call the AI Clinic. And every Tuesday night, we go live and we talk about what's happening in artificial intelligence for that day, for that week. What are the hot things that are going on? We also talk about some of the business dealings that we're having, some of the issues that we're having with our businesses, and we try to crowdsource some of those solutions. Sometimes there is a mini training, but there's always a good time and a lot of information that is being disseminated. So without further ado, let me put a note in my Facebook group and let them know that I am live, actually on the wrong channel. I'm live in my live on my personal page, and I'm supposed to be live in our Facebook group. That's okay. Things happen. So I'm going to let them know that let's see, I am in my my personal page. There you go. There we go. Now we've got the link to the Zoom, and everybody who is over on Facebook should be able to see that. So cool. No harm, no foul. They will find us. So let's get started with our commentary. What is happening in artificial intelligence today? One big announcement, but we knew something like this was coming. Big announcement was that PayPal and there's Harry. PayPal and ChatGPT are now going to be integrated in 2026, early 2026. So what does this mean for all of you? This means for all of us, actually, if you have a product or service to sell, you will be able to sell it directly from within ChatGPT. You will, of course, need a PayPal account. That's kind of self-explanatory. But if you are set up correctly and you have all of your wits about you, you'll be able to sell your products and services on ChatGPT. Now, how interesting is that? And what does that mean for people who are trying to monetize their GPTs, people who are trying to monetize their services, people who have products to monetize? If you take a look also, Shopify also is going to be part of this direct integration. I saw on their page that they are also part of the ChatGPT economy. So I am curious. You can either put it in the chat or you can unmute yourselves for those of you who are with me on Zoom. What does that mean for you and your business? Do you think you will be selling your products and services on ChatGPT? And do you have a PayPal account? Let's see, I got a couple of people who just logged in, so I'll repeat the question. We're talking about the integration of PayPal and ChatGPT and what that means for small businesses. Will you be one of those people who puts your products and services on ChatGPT for sale? If so, what does that mean to your business? Or will you not decide to do that, and why? I'm just curious. And I'm seeing some stuff coming through the chat. I'm seeing a lot of people say, yeah, they're going to be putting their products and services on ChatGPT. It's a game changer. It's going to help sell more without having to be as visible on social media. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now, something else that I saw today, somebody suggested that this is ChatGPT's attempt or OpenAI's attempt at going after TikTok. So, TikTok has a huge um, monetization model. So, do you think it's going after TikTok? Else is wondering, well, how is it going to work for the travel business? That's a really good question. How is it going to work for the travel business? And I've got more people coming into Zoom. And let's see. Curtis Evans is saying audio. Let's see. Interesting idea about ChatGPT, PayPal. I see that from Adrian over on the YouTube side. So I'll be honest, and hopefully this will spark a little bit more conversation. We are going to definitely be monetizing our products and services on ChatGPT. I think one of the classes that we're going to be teaching next week is actually how to get your product found on ChatGPT, how to basically AEO instead of SEO. Lorna wants to know, I'm thinking definitely yes to put it on chat, but then it occurred to me, since my products are digital, does that create more risk for copyright infringement? Um, Karen says, I won't until I understand the long game. And you know what, that is very apropos for Karen. Absolutely. Karen is our resident major analyst. And that's a good point for both of you. Does this create more risk for copyright infringement? And what is the long game? What is the point? It seems that ChatGPT, or just basically OpenAI, has been putting basically it's like everything except the kitchen sink into ChatGPT. Every time you turn around, there is a new wrinkle, there is a new feature, there's a new functionality. And it kind of reminds me of when Microsoft was doing. Exactly. You know what? I'm going to get to that point here, and it's a good point. It kind of reminds me of when Microsoft was just like throwing everything at the wall. And of course, those of you who know me know that Microsoft is always one of my references. Throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks and what's actually going to work. Harry said this seems like a B2C conversation, not B2B. You're absolutely right. It's a B to B2C conversion, but it's a B2B conversation, because I can guarantee you there are going to be businesses that pop up that are going to show you how to get your products and services on ChatGPT, how to monetize it. So in that, it's a B2B, but the actual sale of products and services um, could be a B2C. It could also be a B2B. You can sell business products and services on ChatGPT. You can sell consumer products and services on ChatGPT. So many different ways that this could really start to shake out. Let's see. Karen says, I was just thinking the same thing. At this moment, I don't see a need for my clients. Well, who are your clients? And are your clients on ChatGPT? Do your clients use ChatGPT at all? Does your most perfect client, does your client avatar use ChatGPT? My question is, how do we target our markets? If indeed we're going to be able as business people to sell our goods and services on ChatGPT, how do we target that market? Is it open? It's because ChatGPT, what is it, over 700 million people a year? 700 million people are using ChatGPT. There are more questions, for me at least, there are more questions than answers. Am I going to put some products and services on there? You betcha. We're going to test it out. Absolutely, we'll be testing it out. Um, Tiffany says, I'm in here in training, but I can't talk. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tiffany. Go ahead and type, because I know you have a lot to say. Go ahead and type what your opinions are. So that's the big conversation of today, the integration between ChatGPT and PayPal. Are you in? Are you out? Are you going to be putting your products and services on there? How do we find your products and services? Adrian says, I wonder what it will look like accessing products and services. I'm thinking groups on ChatGPT to target customers. Well, that's the thing. How will you target your customers? Because we're not all going to have the same customer avatar. We don't all speak to the same market. So how do you speak to your specific market? And Karen also says, and I share this sentiment, I probably shouldn't say that. She says, definitely more questions, looking forward to your review, but also I'm not a fan of PayPal either. So there's that. That's another wrinkle. There are a lot of people who are not fans of PayPal and curious about why OpenAI chose PayPal as its payment processor or payment partner for this endeavor, and are they going to potentially have other payment processors? Eartha says, interested in seeing how it will work for nonprofits. Will they be able to get donations that way? That's also a really, really good wrinkle. Good question. Great question. So the discussion, letting some people in, the discussion is going to continue. But keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, and keep your thinking caps on, because and if there's going to be a lot of analysis that needs to be done. At first blush, everybody was saying, "Oh, this is a great idea. Can't wait for this to happen." But the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, it begs some questions. PayPal definitely doesn't like travel businesses. Absolutely. In fact, travel businesses are on one of is on PayPal's not prohibited list, but it is definitely downgraded. So there's that. They've been known to hold thousands of our dollars. Yes, there is definitely a problem with PayPal and the travel industry. So if you have travel goods and services, do you do you put them on ChatGPT for sale? I'm loving the questions that are coming up, though. They are definitely questions that are thought-provoking. And that's what we're going to need, especially with this one. The other features that ChatGPT or that OpenAI has rolled out have all been functional. There hasn't been anything that allowed you to really, really monetize. This is the first major wholesale monetization model that they're rolling out. And I think there are probably more questions than there are answers at this time. But what we will do is we will continue to monitor the situation. The announcement came out today, but we knew something like this was coming. We just didn't know it was going to be PayPal. So we will continue to monitor the situation and take a look at what the interaction is going to look like, how to get your products and services listed on ChatGPT, how to get recognized on ChatGPT, how to find your perfect market on ChatGPT, your customer avatar. All of those things come into play. And also the timing is interesting. Why now? Why after the main holiday season? Why after the main holiday season? That's one of my big questions. All right. So I'm seeing Curtis, I'm seeing Adrian over on the YouTube side. I'm seeing Karen, Angel, Harry, Lily, Lorna, and Rashida over here in Zoom. And I'm seeing a bunch of people over on Facebook.
Dr. Kim.
Let's jump into Karen, did you have a question or something to say?
Yeah, so you were saying why did they choose after the holiday? It's not due to roll out until next year.
That is correct. It is not due to roll out until 2026.
If I had to take a shoot in the dark, I think because it's not quite ready in the holiday time, it would have too many kinks to work out, which could tarnish the brand, which could cause it to not grow as it gives them time to work things out.
That is definitely a thought. Michelle said, Dr. Kim, you know this is the bro club. Yeah, I know. I know. But Karen, you have a very valid point. I think if they were going to roll it out for the holidays, they probably would have started testing it probably in January of this year. So Does that mean that they're rolling out in January of next year in order to get ready for holiday seasons? More questions than answers at this point when it comes to ChatGPT and PayPal. And why PayPal? So I'm going to ask before we roll into what we're going to talk about today. I'm just curious, what other questions, comments, or suggestions do you guys have regarding the conversation about ChatGPT and PayPal? All right. I am going to keep moving. I'm going to slow down just a little bit because there is a delay. There's a delay with Facebook, and there's also a delay with YouTube.
Hi, Dr. Kim. This is Rashida. This was the first time I heard about the PayPal element, but I did hear about Walmart and they're partnering with ChatGPT, where if someone wants to order from Walmart, they will populate, I guess, where you can do that. So I did hear
Mhm.
as well.
And
So
I don't have nearly as much information about that one, but I did hear, in fact, I didn't have a chance to research it before we came live today. But I did hear that one. Adrian says your Zoom link says there's another meeting in progress. Adrian, did you grab the Zoom link that's here on the page? Because it's a different Zoom link. Completely different Zoom link. All right, let's roll forward. We have been, for a long time, we've been talking about automating the bag, making sure that you have your products and services ready for the holiday season. And the holiday season starts officially with Black Friday, but it really does not end until February 14th. So that's a long holiday. It's a long time to have a product or service to sell. If you're part of our community and you've been part of our community, you will know that there's a document that we have that tells you what to sell when. Because during this, um, okay, Adrian, I gotcha. During this time, there are different products and services that sell better at different times. And again, that's in our community, the business of artificial intelligence. It's a Facebook community. And if you want that document, you're going to have to join us inside the community in order to get it. But with that, we've talked about getting your products ready. We've talked about automations. We've talked about your most perfect client. We've talked about a great many things. And the theme for October has been automating the bag. Now, it's great when you have sales, but when you have to basically answer all of those sales on a manual basis, manually, that's not good. It burns up your time, it burns you out as a person. So we've been talking about automation, automating your emails, automating your product and service delivery to the extent that you can. If it's a digital product, then it's really easy. If it's a physical product, there are some things that you can automate before you actually get the product out to your customers. So today I want to talk about automating the bag checklist and how to recover lost revenue with artificial intelligence. So that is our business problem for today that we're going to solve. And I'm going to show you one of the ways to solve it. So how to recover your lost revenue with artificial intelligence. So let me give you a scenario. Your customer comes to your website and they look through your website. We always have those looky-loos. Everybody's looking through the website. They're checking things out. They're clicking on this. They're clicking on that. They may even, have something in their cart, their shopping cart. But for some reason, whatever reason, they leave. They may even get to the point of starting to fill out the order form, and they just, for whatever reason, leave. Now, I know we've all experienced that as people who have businesses online, but I also know, just as people in general, that we've actually done that. I know that I've gotten to the point I'm just like, I'm not sure that I really want to do this. And there is a sale that has been lost. That's potential revenue that has been lost. So how do you recoup that revenue? And I think a lot of you have been in a situation where, you get this email or you get this text message that says, hey, you left something in your cart, or hey, you forgot something, or hey, you left something behind. And that is what we call an abandoned cart sequence. Now, we've talked about nurture email sequences. We've talked about onboarding email sequences. We've talked about welcome email sequences, but we haven't talked a lot about the abandoned cart sequence and what it is and how to trigger it and how many sales can be recovered from your abandoned cart sequence. So you're not losing the sales because your offer sucks. You're losing them because possibly your follow-up system may be sleeping on the job. So here's a fun fact for you. 68% of buyers abandon carts. 68%. That's a lot of people. For every 100 people that comes to your website, 68 of those people are going to abandon their carts. So how do you recover them? You recover them with an automated abandoned cart sequence. So couple of things. Number one, I have a checklist for you, so you don't have to worry about trying to hurry up and write all this down. I have a checklist for you, and it's basically a Google Doc. And I'll give it to you at the end of today's broadcast. And this checklist is going to go through what I'm going to talk about. It's going to help you to automate your recovery, your follow-up, and also re-engaging those people who have abandoned their carts on your website. So the first thing you want to do, how do you diagnose this? How do you figure out what's going on? First thing you want to do is diagnose where you are leaking sales. Are people clicking on your link and not buying? Are they starting the checkout and not buying, and they just abandon the cart? Are they in your DMs, or you're in their DMs, and after saying that, they're interested, but they ghost you? Ooh. If you send a proposal or an invoice, are you getting absolute silence? Or are you just simply forgetting to follow up? So those are 5 different scenarios that we're taking a look at. So clicking but not buying, they start the checkout, but they abandon the cart, getting ghosted in the DMs when you send a proposal or invoice and no response at all. And then finally, when you get to follow up more than once. So we have a framework. We call it the SCALE RX formula. And SCALE stands for systematize, clarify, automate, leverage, and expand. And that is how we know what we're doing within this abandoned cart sequence. So S, systematize. Identify the path. Is it the cart? Is it the call? Is it the DM? Where is the leaking coming from? Your next move is you're going to pick one of those scenarios and you're going to follow up and you're going to fix that one scenario. So we're going to use the abandoned cart. Then clarify what's going to look like a win. What looks like a win here? So what's the ideal response that you want? Well, the ideal response for an abandoned cart is that they're going to come back. They get the email, they come back to their cart, and they purchase whatever was in their cart instead of abandoning it. Automation. We want to use AI to create the messages and the message flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate 3 messages using ChatGPT or your LLM of choice. We use ChatGPT an awful lot around here. The L is for leverage. You're going to add an upsell, a bonus, or some kind of urgency cue. FOMO is a huge urgency cue. People don't want to miss out. Oh, this deal is going away soon. Oh, prices are going up, etc. That's one aspect of FOMO. So you're going to use one of these incentives to sweeten the deal. And then finally, expand. You want to set a 30-day reminder to test and tweak it and schedule a check-in to optimize this flow. So you might want to do 30 days. Sometimes I do 30 days. Sometimes I do 15. Sometimes I do a week. It depends on the urgency of the offer. And we're going to take you into ChatGPT to show you what this is going to look like. So those are steps 1 and 2. Number 1, diagnose where you're leaking the sales. Number 2, we're going to prescribe the fix using the SCALE formula. And then step 3, we want to build your cart saver flow in ChatGPT. And I have the prompt for you, the exact prompt you're going to drop into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or Grok or whatever. And the prompt is Act as an AI sales assistant for my digital business. So we're giving it a roll. Write a 3-part abandoned cart email series that's warm, human, and aligned with my tone. Confident, witty, supportive, and you can insert your own tone there. Include 1 upsell option and 1 reminder message for social DMs. So let's go into ChatGPT. And I'm going to share my screen in just a moment. All right. And we are on 3. So here we are at the AI-powered entrepreneur brain. This is actually a brain. This is a trained custom GPT that I made for my business. It knows everything about my business. It knows all of our products. It knows all of our services. It knows our mission. It knows the way that we write. It knows all of our lead magnets. It knows everything about this business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. There we go. This is your checklist, by the way. And I'm going to grab the checklist, grab the prompt from the checklist. And I'm going to pop it in. And I'm going to personalize it just a little bit more, even though the brain knows about our business. And if you have trained your ChatGPT properly, it knows about your business too. So act as a sales AI assistant for my AI business. We are selling the podcast Ghost in the Ghost in the Microphone class, and can use the Sora 2 workshop as an upsell. So these are 2 products that we actually have sold, and we actually the Sora 2 workshop we just did last weekend. So Ghost in the Microphone class is a class that we did on how to create your own podcast with 100% AI. You don't ever have to get on the mic or even appear on camera. The Sora 2 workshop we just did. So write a 3-part abandoned cart email series that's warm, human, and aligned with my tone, confident, witty, and supportive. Include 1 upsell option. We'll use Sora 2 as the upsell option, and 1 reminder message for social DMs. And we're going to let it run. So while this is running, how do you actually know when you have someone who has an abandoned cart? What you are going to do is inside of your CRM, and there are hundreds of different CRMs, but they all pretty much work the same when it comes to tags. What you do is you have a 2-part order form on your landing page, on your sales page, whichever one you're using. Part 1 is going to ask them, and you've seen this, you've actually even participated in this as a consumer. Part 1 is going to be capturing your email address, your name, and sometimes your phone number. So that's the basic information that we're going to need to get in touch with you on a continuous basis. Part 2 of and then you click, okay, enter. Part 2 of the order form is where you actually put in your payment information and your address and all of that other stuff. There is a specific reason for these 2-part order forms. That is because we need to capture your information at the beginning, just in case you decide not to complete the order. That is the biggest reason why we have 2-part order forms. Behind the scenes, inside of your CRM, as soon as you complete your name and your email address and sometimes your phone number, and you click on submit or go to the next page, that triggers an action in the automations, in the background automations, where people are then able to I'm sorry, not people. Triggers the back end automation. Lily, it's okay. Leave it alone. It won't go away. Where now your automation system, your CRM has now captured the email address and the name of the person, and whether or not they purchase, you still have that information. So what you do is you make sure that you have a tag on those people who have abandoned their carts. So they entered the information and they went somewhere. System automatically gives them a tag, abandoned cart for whatever product that might be at the time. That way you're able to retarget, and we do retargeting in online advertising, but we also do retargeting inside of our CRMs. That way you can retarget an hour later, a day later, a week later. It's really up to you. I would suggest maybe a couple of hours later. But you're able to retarget based on that tag that is on them, and to say, hey, you left something in your cart. Hey, I see you got away without or finishing your order. Was there a particular reason? You're able to go back and recoup those sales. And here's the great thing. More than 30% of the people who are contacted by a retargeting sequence wind up purchasing. So that's money that you're leaving on the table if you don't have a retargeting sequence. And for those of you who are my subscribers, who are in my community, you will notice that especially if you come to, now I'm telling you all the secrets, but that's why you're here. If you come to one of our landing pages, if you come to one of the sales pages for any of our products, as we move forward, you're going to see if you abandon your cart, you're going to get an email. Hey, you forgot something. What's going on? How can we help? So, number one, that's the reason for two-part order forms. Number two, that's how you get retargeted. And it's not just an email. You can send a direct message. You can send people text messages. There are so many different ways that you can retarget people, but it starts with that tag that gets put on the record of that customer when they give you their email address and their name and they click go to the next phase. So let's take a look at this 3-part email series that ChatGPT wrote us. But before I do that, let me ask, are there any questions about what I just talked about the tag, about the retargeting, how it happens, why it happens, or even the 2-part order form? Cool beans. All right. So let's take a look at this email sequence that ChatGPT has written us. So it already knows the product. It's like email, number one, the subject, hey, you left your ghost hanging, which is kind of cute because the name of the class is Ghost in the Microphone. Hey, first name, looks like you started to join Ghost in the Microphone and then got distracted. No shade, life happens. Maybe your coffee wore off. And this really is, it does kind of talk like I do. But listen, this class ain't your average. It isn't. And it says isn't because I know it knows I hate the word ain't. This class isn't your average learn AI snooze fest. It's how we show you how to make your voice immortal using AI, the smart, soulful kind that still sounds like you. Imagine your digital twin recording, writing, and showing up even when you're offline. That's the power of this class. Finish the checkout here. Give it the link to go check out. Do it now. Your future self will say thank you, yada, yada. So that's the first email that comes out. Now, I like to send these emails out probably about 3 hours after they've abandoned the cart. The faster you strike, the more money you're going to recoup. Second email goes out like a day and a half after. Still thinking about it, your digital twin isn't, and then we go through, I get it, you're thinking, do I really need another class? Let me be clear, Ghost in the Microphone isn't another class, it's the system for cloning your voice with elegance, not chaos, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to read you the whole email. Stay brilliant, Dr. Kim, the AI doctor. And then email number 3, a couple of days later. Hey, we've held your spot, but our system's about to release it. Now, this is the FOMO that we were talking about, the fear of missing out, the urgency. Even you've been meaning to do it, now's the time, because once this round closes, it's gone. Your voice deserves to live beyond your to-do list. Grab your spots before it's gone. Give them the link. See you inside and on the mic. And here's the DM. So if you have something like ManyChat or even Rainmaker Suite, and you want to do some DMs, let's do that. So this shows up in their DM. Hey, saw you checked out Ghost in the Microphone, but didn't finish. Just wanted to say no pressure. But this class, it's fire for getting your voice cloned, content, yada, yada, yada. So these are our 3 emails, the 3 email sequence. And here's a DM. What you're going to do is you simply load these up as an automation into your tool of choice. It can be Rainmaker Suite. It can be ConvertKit. It can be any of the CRMs. It could be, I almost said MagicChimp. It's MailChimp. It can also be MailChimp. And of course, you know, ChatGPT is always going to ask you, would you like me to add an SMS version? Because if you have SMS capabilities and you can send text messages, by all means, do the SMS version. Or build this into a cart recovery automation map with timing and triggers using your AI concierge system from the playbook. We have a whole AI concierge system in our playbook that it knows about. So it can create the recovery automation map according to our SOPs, basically, is what it comes down to. So this is the meat and potatoes of your revenue reclamation system. And I'm going to bring our checklist back over here. All right, so you're going to review your 3 emails. You're going to copy and paste the text version into your email tool, Rainmaker Suite Convert Kit. You're going to turn it on to one DM or text message. It's up to you. Add a bonus offer. Now, it did not add the bonus offer like we suggested that it add, or did it? It might have done it in the second one because I didn't read it all. Yep, it did. And email number 2, it did add the bonus offer. So it doesn't add the bonus offer in the first email. Kind of like, you know, you're playing hard to get. It adds the bonus in the second email. And because you almost joined, here's a little sweetener. When you complete your registration today, you'll unlock an exclusive invite to the Sora 2 workshop where we take your digital twin and bring it to life on camera. So it does give us the upsell. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Which is the bonus offer, free gift, extra resource, or deadline urgency. It gives us the deadline urgency in the third email. So optional upgrades, if you want to, you know, you want to be a little extra. You can add a receipts and access bot. You can build a bonus delivery flow. You can install a cart saver agent from your AI employee suite. These are definitely advanced techniques. You're good if you're just starting out with just doing the reclamation, the revenue reclamation automation. And it's basically your abandoned cart. Language swipes. Use these as subject lines or message starters. You left something in your cart and I added a surprise. Real talk, this offer was built for you. If you still want whatever the offer name is, I saved your spot. Want a bonus just for finishing checkout? Still deciding, let's sweeten the deal. You can use all of these, or I'm sure that ChatGPT will suggest one for you. So what happens next? Implement just one automation this week. This is your homework for all of you. Take a look at your sales sequences. Take a look at your automations. Implement just one automation this week that will, on one offer, that will help you to reclaim, and watch what shifts. You want to see how many more replies. Of course, you want to make sure that you're tracking your metrics. So do you have more replies? Do you have more conversions? Are more people purchasing from you? Or do you simply just have more peace of mind that you were able to go out and reclaim, or at least speak to your people after they've purchased? Now, I promised you that I was going to give this to you. And just give me a second. I am grabbing the link for it. So over on Zoom, here's the link to the checklist. There you go. There's the link to the checklist over on Zoom. I am going to do, let's see, give me a second. I'm going to stop sharing. And while I'm putting the link up, let me know if you have any questions, any questions about how this can potentially work in your environment. I'm putting this in Facebook right now. There it goes. And I'm putting this over here on YouTube right now. So you guys have the link to the checklist and you can download it and start using those ideas in your own businesses. Mitzi wants to know, what tools do I suggest, Notion or Make? I'll be honest, Make, you don't need to go as hard as Make. Right now, Make is a little bit overkill. If you already have a CRM system, this will work in your existing CRM system. This is what CRM systems were made to do. So if you already have a CRM system, you can drop it in there. Yes, you can drop it in Notion. I also recommend, again, I also recommend Rainmaker Suite. I recommend, you can do this in Kajabi, you can do this in Kartra, you can do this in ClickFunnels, you can do this in MailChimp, you can do this in Constant Contact, you can do this in almost all of the CRMs that exist. No, Notion does not send emails, so you couldn't do it in Notion. Notion is not a CRM. You do need a CRM for this. You need something that's going to be able to send email. That's interesting. Can we create voice AI chatbot in Rainmaker for leads? Yes, you can. You can create voice AI chatbots in Rainmaker. I think we added that probably about 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. So curious, how many of you guys are ready to go out now and take this little checklist and apply it to your businesses so that you are reclaiming money that you may be losing on the back end? And it's not difficult. It only takes about okay, I won't lie. It takes about 10 minutes to set it up properly. I was going to say 3 minutes. It's easy, but it's not that easy. And if you are a Rainmaker customer, a Rainmaker client, we are going to be doing, okay, Rashida's like me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Next week we have a lot of education coming up for Rainmaker and for the business of artificial intelligence. We're putting out all of our most of our classes that we are going to be making available to the public for Black Friday and beyond, but you guys will get first access to them starting next week. And I also need 5 guinea pigs. I say this jokingly. I need 5 guinea pigs, 5 business owners who are willing to test a custom GPT that I have that we're going to be making available. Mitzi said, Mitzi said me, Karen said guinea pig. Okay. But yeah, it's a custom GPT. We've upgraded the SOP custom GPT, so you'll be testing that. And we have 3 new custom GPTs that I'm going to be looking for you guys to test and really, really. Oh, Tiffany, okay. Yeah, that 3 more custom GPTs that I really want you guys to try and break. So Karen, you're the perfect person to be on that committee. Karen said, I just used the SOP GPT tonight. Well, I made it a little bit better. Little bit of improvements. All right. Any other questions on the reclamation automation? I like to call it the reclamation automation, but just basically your abandoned cart sequences and what you need to do in order to reclaim money that you have been leaving on the table. Let me see something. Am I missing comments over here? I am. There we go. Okay, Michelle, I got you. I gotcha. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I am going to say, as I always do, thank you so much for being here. You know, time is the one thing that you cannot get back, so I appreciate you spending some time with me. Use that checklist to automate your abandoned cart sequence. Start reclaiming the money that you are leaving on the table. If you are part of our community, then you know you'll be getting a lot of education and lots of opportunities to kick the tires next week. If you're not part of our community, the business of artificial intelligence, then I invite you to join our Facebook group. I will make sure that we have the link Make sure we have the link over here in Zoom. Well, everybody in Zoom already has the link, so I'll put the link over in YouTube. There we go. And there we go. I just dropped that over into the YouTube environment. So I'm going to say thank you. Ciao for now. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. And I will see all of you again next Tuesday for another edition of the AI Clinic. Take care. Bye.